Oh, Great Spirit. Namaste. Well, Rashini and I are down here at the river. Or the canal. Well, it's the river's water, but we're at the canal. And he had a good run. Let him go, and he ran all the way down to the next bridge and all the way back. And now we're just taking a little walk wander. I stayed on Garuda. The wind down into the fast felt like a fast already. And now it's at the bare minimum of, and the meal shakes. So, and I was up all night. I think I finally fell asleep somewhere between 3-4 o'clock. Did my best several times, and it just wasn't gonna happen. Let's turn around, babes. We don't want to get too far away from Garuda. Come on, this way. Thank you. No, don't you go down there. You stay up here. You stay up here, baby. Come on. So yesterday I spent the day taking pictures, and yeah, that was a beautiful meditative type of process. That's for sure. Felt like, in a way, it kind of felt like, interestingly enough, M16 practice, or shooting a weapon. Kind of taking that, get it lined up, breathe. Okay, don't move, hold it. Kind of like having a CAT scan. And they tell you when to breathe, when not to breathe. Hold it. They take the picture. And then breathe. Next picture, that type of thing. So 206 of those, and then work in the process of trying to get everything loaded up and cropping the edges that you just couldn't get them all like right perfect, so there's some cropping, but making sure all the lines are straight and all those kinds of things, and yeah, getting them all loaded up. So that was my homework and process yesterday, which was very beautiful in its own way. So thank you for that homework assignment. But then, oh yeah, the grouchiness came in. That fasting grouchiness, because a lot of stuff is being released from your cells. All the old schmuck, and drinking a ton of water and helping to flush. So today, technically, is day number 2. Like I said, it's been a wind, you have that winding period where you're, backing off of things and preparing. There's that preparation process for going into a fast. And So it feels much longer than just day 2. So, yeah. And then knowing that coming into the space of I don't even know where I've been pointing my camera and haven't been paying attention. It's my journal entry. If you get something out of it, great. If it's not for you, scroll on. If you don't get anything out of it, it's just entertaining, well, yay. But, I found another carnelian. Interesting. You just don't find carnelians in this area, at least not this variety in this area of the country, unless they brought stuff in from the Standing Bear Range, because there's only 2 places in the world that you find this particular variety of carnelians, and one of them is Standing Bear Range in Luna County, New Mexico. And I forget where the other one is, but it's either South America or the other side of the world. I'm not sure. And then definitely, because there's these little tiny, they're some call them Apache tears that I'm not sure of. I'm not going to pretend to know, but there is a name for those. Here's another little chunk of carnelian. Now, that's not the clear. This one has some feminine in it, but it's not the clear feminine, it's the masculine. And yeah, I'm catching the message, Spirit. I am catching the message. Thank you kindly. Put the power, claim your power and put it to use. So, a big part of my process currently is, knowing that I need to step into that relationship piece. And one of the things that I have really, really honed in on, and that was the big process yesterday. Thank you, Spirit, for the opportunity of the shower and doing my clothes. I am so, so grateful for the water and washing some clothes. And I remember those Indian women slamming those clothes against the rocks and so forth when they were washing them. And I'm like, yeah. Well, I was wringing necks. Just to be honest, I was wringing necks. Fuck off! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Just, I'm like, wow. And when I settled with that, hey, you're beautiful. Look at you. Got that nice golden tip. Beautiful. Reminds me of a sunrise or a sunset. But it took me that space. I am, and this has been building up in me for a while now. I am just so done with non-reciprocating relationships. I've gone into periods where I don't message or anything for a little while and see who, checks on me or, contacts me. I've done, and then, there's those that I have not heard from, and I check on them like, hello, you still around? And many times The answer to that question is yes, you know, and oh, good morning. Oh, I've been so busy, or oh, this, or oh, that. And I'm like, yeah. And so I've been feeling myself kind of going back into that space a little bit. And then, you know, come into that space of, you know, the circle works if you work the circle. The ceremony works if you work the ceremony. A relationship works if you work the relationship. And this week has really taken me into that space of, you know, I really admire my one sister. She shows up every day and she's always so, I mean, yeah, she has her issues and that she's working through and so forth, but by golly, you know, she's there every single morning. And, you know, so I knew that I heard her message. I'm like, oh, nobody's there yet, huh? And then I hear my judgments and I let them fly on through, and I see my beliefs and I let them fly on through. However, many times it hurts. And, you know, you're allowed to share that. It hurts that, you know, you're there and you're there and you're there and you're there and you're there, and then I don't know what I'm trying to say, because I know it's my own stuff. And of course, you know, it has me contemplating, you know, am I really there for people? Am I really there for my brothers and sisters? Do I really reciprocate? And I don't have the answer to that question. Only other people can let me know. Have I been there for you? I feel like I have, you know. And no matter what my feelings have been, I have shown up and I have been there and I have prayed and I've given back to the circle and so forth. And I know the circle has been there for me. Please don't get me wrong. No. Come on, baby. Hut. Come on. I know the circle has been there for me and I have felt them. But I've noticed that my irritation is with some who only show up on certain days or for a particular person. And it's like, show up for the circle, show up for the family, show up for yourself. Don't show up for a particular person. And I heard Sadhguru, one of the things I was listening to, I heard Sadhguru so clearly that the relationship is a relationship with yourself, and we have no friends. We have those that we connect with for certain periods of time. And if you're depending on a particular relationship, well, it will go away. sooner or later. Because the relationship is with yourself. I heard that. So, this is a part of that, those transits, those opposite transits that are polarized, you know, one side or the other. Venus in, I forget what sign, and Saturn in another sign, and they're squared, so they're like opposite. And so I've been doing my best to process without splurging it on, you know. And then my other piece is our circle chased off, so to speak. Well, we didn't chase her off. We did our best to explain and explain and explain, you know, a way of sharing without projecting onto others. And she is such a beautiful soul, and really, really did her best. She did her best. She's on the spectrum, and so sometimes, you know, she would revert back, and it was really irritating to many. And I spoke up and shared and with her, and she chose to leave the circle, to leave the family. And I'm doing my best to forgive myself. I know that's a cool rock. I know so it's this forgiveness piece with myself. Even though several members were very happy, but I'm forgiving myself for stepping into what I almost felt like a trap, you know, which in turn had another sister who hasn't returned, and oh my God, she's just an amazing ball of light. Both of them are. And just because we're different, and that's one of the things that we preach, that's one of the things that we speak about, you know, it's all of us. My intention was not to spin her off. My intention was just to, hey, you know, please. So you share the truth, and what someone else does with it is theirs. However, I feel there's this part of me that feels as if I had gotten caught up in that judgmental schmuck. Let's come back to the bike. Come on, baby. Come on. No, we can't go that way because we're going to end up in town. Come on. Thank you. So, I guess I just am purging a lot of this out of my system. And with my Paxia renewal and the homework that I have for this week, like really delving into this one more time. And that's one of the big transits we're in right now. I listened to my astrology last night, and I'm like, oh gosh, even my Paxia renewal is right in alignment with the planetary energies. So, he's getting antsy trying to figure out what we're doing here, so I'm gonna put this in here. And there's no restrooms down here at the bike path, and we do have the rain that is supposed to be coming in today. Ooh, that kind of looked like an alligator right there. Big old mouth. And so kind of get back and maybe take another spin somewhere else while I have the strength. Hey, hey.